All right. All right.
Is that how we're starting?
Yeah, let's talk about it, dude. Normally I do an intro. I'm not doing intros anymore, dude. Hey, man, tell everybody who we're talking to. Who are you?
Eazy Trevino, comic slash, actually a tattoo artist slash comic out of Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Funny motherfucker, dude. Funny motherfucker. Don't be like that, dude. I did a small showcase with this guy like a couple weeks ago, and fucking way up north in like McHenry, Illinois.
Yeah.
And dude, you were funny, man. Like funny as shit. Like instantly noticeable. Like fucking, and not because of the tattoos or any of that shit. I'm saying like your writing is on point. That's why like dude, I've scared comics away. Because over the years I've been fucking with comedy, because sometimes I'll just come straight to comics and tell them like, dude, you're a funny motherfucker and stuff. And usually if I'm coming to somebody and tell them, not like I'm fucking somebody, but like when I'm coming up to somebody and saying, dude, you're a funny motherfucker, I really believe that you're a funny I don't do that with everybody, dude. You know, I don't think people should do that with everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
You know?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Funny, great writer, dude.
No, I appreciate that. Not that it means anything, but I instantly just like clicked with your set as well.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this in the message, is that when I saw your set and everything, I really felt like I needed to just punch up the aggression, or just not aggression, but just a little bit, just being more upfront about things, because it just seemed more like of a production than just sitting there and being like, hey, so fucking
wait, dude, I tell you what, I'm such defensive and broken inside that I googled what the fuck. I was like, what's assertive? And I'm like, I almost went to my wife and go, what's this motherfucker trying to say? Like, that's, you know, but I know what you're trying to say, dude.
What I'm trying to say is that you were trying to say what the fuck you were trying to say, and the delivery was just, the one thing that I've been, because I'm new in this. I've only been
how many
doing
years?
Year and a half now that I've really.
Which is crazy, man, because you're a fucking great writer and you don't seem like you're a year and a half up there.
I get obsessed with things.
Yeah.
Anything I do, I get obsessed with, whether it's tattooing, whether it's anything.
Which is good and bad. And
yes.
Dude, I've always said it with comedy, where like, because I translate a lot of other things, like when I talk to people that aren't into comedy, that they're like, I want to get into this or I want to get into that, and I always tell them, I go, in a positive way, get obsessed with it. In a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like where it's good for you. And dude, comedy is one of those things, and I assume tattooing is one of those things, and many other things like that.
I completely agree. The negative side is like, if you're not willing to put in the work. You'd be the guy that can name who played this guitar solo or who did this piece of art, but you have to like do more than that. You have to really be, okay, you can mention that, but did you take anything from it? How are you applying it to it being obsessed?
Yeah.
Or you're just a fan. You're really just a fan. And I understand.
And that's cool too.
Yeah. But there's some people that appreciate the art, and there's some people that are just collectors.
Yeah.
And comedy's fucking cool. It's at one of its highest points right now, and everybody wants to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So putting in the work, 90% of anything is just showing up.
Yeah, and dude, that's been, I tell you what, man, I've seen, but it's always been like that. Like dude, I've been in the mud for so long, dude, that I've seen people go hard for like 2 years, and they're fucking good, and they just tap out.
Yeah.
Because it's such a grind, and there's really, you know what's crazy, dude, is you'll see great comics, and you'll see them post shit on like online, and you kind of see the crowd, or they'll do extra crowd clips of like, they'll do a picture of them on stage, great show, and then they'll take pictures of the crowd, and I zoom in on the crowd, there's 32 people there, and that's like a world-class comedian, and you go, that's probably what gets people quitting right there.
I'll tell you what, I would love to have 30 people in the audience.
Isn't that crazy?
It took doing other people's stuff to really understand and appreciate how much it means to have 5 people there. Because doing my mics and doing showcases I've set up, I felt like a failure. But when I go to other people's and I see how much they're pumping it up, I'm like, this is about to be the coolest thing ever. You show up, and as a person that gets to perform, it is the fucking coolest thing ever. But when you're looking out, you still see empty chairs. You're like, is it me? Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, it's weird like that. You know what's crazy, dude? Sometimes when you have like a room of like 33 people, and you fucking kill, that's some of the best shit.
It's cool, man.
Like ever. Because it's
cool.
only 30 people.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like you're so young, you probably don't know who the fuck this reference is. But I've heard like stories of like Van Morrison when he was like already Van Morrison, going to like New York, like little small like clubs, and like fucking doing his set with like 25 people in a room and killing, and just thinking, how cool would that be, dude? Like I've seen Hedberg in probably 01 at the San Francisco Punchline. I seen Hedberg there, and then somewhere else in that year, I seen Attell also. Like right when he was doing Insomniac, and right when he popped his head up like to most people and stuff outside of New York. And dude, I seen Hedberg. He didn't open his eyes the whole. I was right in front row. He was like he was from 5 feet away from me. Didn't open his eyes up the whole fucking set. And that room probably only held, I don't know what that held, maybe 130. And it was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And now you see people doing, like Nate Bargatze doing an arena, I mean, which is cool too, but there's something cool about seeing it in a small room, man.
It's the energy, man. It's the space. It really makes a difference. Even if you're doing jokes in a small room, just the difference between having the first couple rows open. Hey guys, bring it in.
Yeah.
When the room's open like that, it's not ideal for comedy. It's just people are feeding off that energy.
Yeah. All right, so a year and a half ago. So what? Were you always a funny dude, man? When you were like a little dude, you were always funny?
I think it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
I think it was just something that I learned.
When did you start writing down things?
2 years ago.
2 years ago is when you started writing down things. It wasn't even earlier than that where you're like, this idea.
No, I was just trying to make friends when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I went to a different school for just about every grade.
Yeah.
Parents weren't ever together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something I did, just joking around. No point in meeting me. I'm not going to be here for that
Were
long.
you a funny kid in like high school?
I tried to be.
Yeah? You already knew you were a funny dude? Like you were already like a funny guy?
I thought I was.
Yeah.
I made the teachers laugh.
Yeah.
That's what counted.
Yeah, that's a big point too. You're making adults already laugh.
I made my math teacher laugh.
Yeah, you're making a math teacher, which is generally a smart person.
Yeah, he was a nom.
Yeah.
I remember in homeroom he'd do the pledge, and if anyone sat down, he'd be like, "Stand up! People died for that flag." And
good for
I'll
that
kill
dude.
someone for him.
Good for that dude, man. That dude's a real dude. That's crazy. So 2 years ago, why did you start writing down stuff 2 years ago? Like, what told your brain that you're like, okay, I'm going to start doing comedy?
I just felt like I needed to write things down for some reason.
Yeah.
Just
it's weird how it's a calling sometimes, right? I'm not saying for every comic.
Yeah, personal journaling, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
And then what really kicked it into motion was seeing Kill Tony.
Oh, of course.
And one thing that I'll just call it a fact because so many other people who are successful comedians have said it, is bad open micers make comedians.
Yeah.
Because you go there, you go to a room and you're like, I can do that.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
So that's really what happened. And then once I tried it, there's nothing like a room full of silence.
Yeah. It's kind of like golfing, dude. I don't know if you golf.
I'm on the driving range. I haven't made it to a game.
No. But it's like you could stink at golf, but you could play like a round of golf. You hit one good ball, and you're like, I'm coming back.
I'm in my day.
That's like with even like comedy and open mic stuff, where you're like, dude, right there for like 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'm coming back.
The first time I started doing open mics, it was up in Racine. And it was like I didn't even notice
Who knew Racine had a comedy scene?
Yeah.
Racine, Wisconsin.
Ray comedy scene.
Yeah.
And I went to an open mic up there, and I didn't even notice the rainbow flag, but it was kind of like a woke bar.
Yeah.
And I'm in there, and I'll tell you what, I didn't march for BLM. So
yeah,
my shit was different, and it was just bombing for months, man.
Yeah.
But to still show up every week and try again, man.
Yeah,
that's the difference. Is some people were like, "Fuck them," or "This isn't for me." Or
did they have that attitude towards you, or were they accepting?
They hated me.
Really?
I went.
You know what's crazy, dude? From like an outsider looking in, you would think that you're their flavor because you got like you're fucking punk rock, and they think they're punk rock, which some of them are punk rock, but they're not really punk rock. When you're fucking censoring people. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got
camouflage pants and stuff. But no, they think they're punk rock. But when you're telling people, meaning like jokes where it's like, hey, you could only paint with these colors and not those colors. That's not fucking punk rock. When they're saying you can't use these words and you can't, and I get it, there's certain words you probably shouldn't use, but when somebody's telling you can't use them, there's something real wrong about that. And you would think that you're punk rock enough for them to go, no, he's one of us. Let him use the words because we know who he is.
When you're at a comedy open mic and you can't separate reality from what you're sitting in. Okay, we have a comedy open mic. These comics are coming up. Blah blah blah. It's an open mic. This isn't you're not seeing this big comic. This is people trying shit out. But you're sitting here just in like, nope, that's not cool.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Patrice O'Neal had a good quote. I love it, and it's great jokes and bad jokes all stem from the same place. But you should be given the opportunity to at least try things out. But what you try out, you have to be responsible for.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's I thought of it years ago, man, comedians, they love edgy comedy. Like they say they love edgy comedy, but most of these comics in these scenes, they don't like to see it develop though. They don't like to see it develop. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see it. I mean, a lot of this stuff that Burr would have said and Patrice and all that stuff. Yeah, these are the same people that would have been against it.
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing. Words can hurt, but I don't know what it is. Honestly, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they have friends they're trying to protect. Yeah. Maybe it's because they're trying to protect their own ego.
They think it's coming from a good spot, dude. But really, what you're doing is you're truly hurting art. You're hurting art. I mean, all around. I mean, you're hurting it. When, like I said, when you can only paint with so many colors, that's hurting. Don't be surprised if it's like in like Soviet Russia, where it's like how much great art. I don't know. Maybe there is great art that came out of Soviet Russia. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Holy shit. But what I'm saying is don't be surprised when they go, hey man, you can't use this, you can't use that. That you're going to get a specific type of art.
I mean. It's the same issue that we're just having with free speech in general, is that you have to remember that the people on the other side are also allowed to exercise that. Yeah, that's right. And you're coming into an environment that was here before you, and you have to respect that. And I get that young people want to change things. They want to go, you know what, this is how things are going to be now. But this shit's been awesome, and it's been a place for this type of thing, and comedians are really the last people that are allowed to criticize things. And I mean, I guess it's so fucking corny,
dude.
It's so corny.
Even where like now all the comedians are heading to like Austin, and Rogan, created that great club, and how he's making people put their phones in those bags at his club. I guess I don't know. I'm only repeating what I
started that.
Yeah, that's why I guess. And when they started putting those phones in those bags so people can't use their phone while they're in a show. And then you'll hear comedians, like I've heard Theo Vaughn say, like, I feel so much safer in there that I could say whatever I want without somebody recording something that he's working on that's on the edgy side, and that somebody out there is going to try to cancel him on.
It's the power of the internet, man. I mean, people can take a little clip and they can make you look like anything. And
make you look like the devil.
And now you don't even have to put in the work as far as taking a clip and editing it. You can just go on AI and go, I want this person saying that, and it'll generate it.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. I wonder how we're going to end up beating that, dude. I mean, is there going to be software where they just put a filter over it and they go, where it detects it and it goes, yeah, this is AI. Or what if they do, dude, you know what's crazy? Like, I've never even had this thought until just now, but what if mostly it's real and just this 3 seconds or 8 seconds is AI? Where it goes, yeah, most of that video is real, but right here.
I mean, we could do that anyway.
Yeah, you could do that anyway.
The craziest thing is just us generating it. Rogan says, I just love listening to it. But one thing he said is once we can read everyone's minds, once we're all interlocked.
I don't want people to read my mind.
Exactly. That's the
I
point,
don't want that.
That's what's going to protect us, is because now you can't hide behind your fucking exterior bullshit.
Also how crazy we are.
Yeah.
Like somebody, dude, if I'm over caffeinated, I stopped smoking weed years ago because it fucking got too strong for me, and it was starting to make me like crazy, like not crazy like crazy, but like, dude, when I'm even over caffeinated, I'm like, it's not good. And for somebody to be able to read my crazy part of my day, they're gonna go, that guy's a fucking,
Yeah, until you meet the psychopath standing in front of you in Starbucks in his suit.
I know.
And he's over there he's over there on Zillow looking at islands.
I know. All right, dude. So 2 years ago, you started writing down things. You started telling jokes like a year and a half plus ago and stuff like that. Like what are you like? Are you like because dude, you've gotten really good, man. Like really good. Your writing is fucking on point.
I appreciate that.
What do you think your strength is? I mean, dude, your writing's up there, man. It's different, is what I'm saying.
I think my strength is being uncomfortable.
Yeah?
I think my strength is being uncomfortable.
But you said you were like a theater guy. Like you were in like a form of entertainment before, right? Growing up.
But I took theater to do sports. I took theater because I needed an easy A.
Oh, really?
But,
what sport?
Man, I wrestled. I played football. I ran track.
Wow.
And then what's crazy is the reason I couldn't play sports was because my grades weren't good enough. But here's the thing. I aced my test, but I wasn't showing work on homework.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can do this in my head. Why would I do extra work to write down how I did it? It's dumb.
That they look at that as a negative.
Yeah, I quit. I dropped out of high school twice, but when I moved
dropped out of high school twice?
Yeah.
Which, dude, does not matter. You know, dude, I've talked to people that they're like, I'm studying to get my GED. And dude, not on that I don't think that's negative at all, but I've always told them, I go, look, dude, I've worked shitty jobs forever. I've been in places where I have to hire people. Never once where you're hiring somebody, you go, can I see your high school diploma? Nobody ever cares. That's all I'm telling them. Like, you don't got to get your GED unless you want to be like a college guy.
They also don't tell you that nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
They don't tell you that nobody's gonna not ask you for that shit.
Dude, we could all stop school in like 6th grade and nobody would even fucking know it unless you're a complete like maniac, which I doubt you are. You could stop
crazy.
in like 6th grade. I got an uncle that didn't go to school after 6th grade. Besides having like 6 different baby moms, I mean, that's the only issue
that's college.
That's a problem.
That's
Yeah. Okay. So you dropped out twice.
Yeah.
What grades you drop out the first time?
Fuck, man. I dropped out the first time in Arizona, the end of my junior year,
Okay.
or sophomore year.
Yeah.
And I was tattooing. You
were tattooing in high school?
I was tattooing back in middle school, man.
You were tattooing in middle school?
This is before.
Hold on here. How does a middle schooler? Because I remember when I was in middle school, I was like a little fucking twerp and stupid and like a little kid. And you think that like a fucking somebody like that had a fucking tattoo machine?
This is how it happened, man. This is before the shows really started coming out. And I'm half Mexican, so the tattoos and everything, it's always been around. And I started poking them in my ankle with a sewing needle and pen ink. Mm-hmm. And then once the shows started coming out, inked. And that was the first show. And I started seeing like more of the professional side of it. And out in Arizona, you're allowed to get tattooed 14 with a parent. It's
wow.
Fucking crazy. So,
which I get it, but I guess somebody had to think of like an age for that law. But I never thought about it until just now.
Why can't I get tattooed at 14? I'm allowed to pick my gender at 5.
You're right. You can't pick your gender at 5.
No, but I had a friend whose brother just got out of prison, and he goes, "My brother knows how to make tattoo machines." I was like, "Let me get one of those." He goes, "I need a guitar."
In middle school?
Yeah. He goes,
"Let me get one of those." That's crazy, dude.
It was better than asking for a fucking 8-ball, but
yeah,
that came later. But he goes, my brother needs a guitar string. He needs the
guitar string, the
motor from a CD player.
Yeah,
and I'll bring it to you tomorrow. So I brought him all that shit, and then tomorrow on the walk to school, he
what's crazy is his brother that was in prison, but now he's out, and why he's still out. I mean, you got better options for things, but he's like, no, still bring me a guitar string and a CD motor. Like, you think like you'd have better options, but I guess those are the options that work. He knows how to work with those options. That's hilarious.
He made $20 off an 8th grader.
Wow. So $20 he made.
And he had it hooked up to just a regular plug-in, and I'm like, I'm going to be on the go, man. So I've learned how to hook it up with a 9-volt.
Whoa.
And now I'm tattooing kids in school.
In the woods and shit like that?
That's Arizona. I'm in the desert.
The desert?
So I'm tattooing kids during our recess or whatever.
So there's fucking middle schoolers coming home with tattoos?
Yeah.
What kind of tattoos were you doing on like an 8th grader, dude?
I put a spade on my buddy's hand.
A spade? What, right there?
Right on top of it.
Oh, right on top of his hand?
And it's
how big? The whole hand? Well, he's a little kid. He's got a little hand. So now he's got a little spade on his hand.
Size of a $50.
That's crazy.
It's funny. He ended up going into the Air Force, and his parents paid for him to get it removed. And the only reason I knew about that is because I was going through Facebook, like looking at people I went to school with, and like, man, whatever happened to that tattoo I did in that guy's hand?
Gone?
It was gone. I asked somebody else who joined the Army because I was in a military area. So everybody's parents, they were all military kids or skaters or just like pieces of shit, and it was gone. So I asked our buddy, and he goes, yeah, his parents made him get it lasered off.
Wow.
So he could join the Air Force.
That's crazy.
Ever since he got my tattoo removed, he's been really successful.
Really? That's hilarious, dude. Did any of the parents like almost like that Bill Burr movie where they come to you and go, hey, your kid's fucking tattooing my kids?
I moved around, so I was fucking gone.
So you're already gone.
I changed cities, changed
There's
my name.
dads and parents that were like, this piece
I'm
of
in
shit
Wisconsin
kid.
now, dude. You got to come find me.
That's hilarious, dude. That's crazy. Dude, there's no... Well, you know what's crazy is, I guess if one of my idiot friends would have had that thought in my neighborhood, we would have been tattooing people.
I mean, why
we
not?
never had that thought.
What are kids supposed to do?
Oh, dude, they got a lot of time on their hands.
When the cat's away.
Dude, they got a lot. Dude,
The
my
kids will
neighborhood,
tattoo themselves.
all the parents worked. All the parents all worked. The kids were just running the neighborhood alone, and the parents were never home, dude. My parents were never. I had a stepdad. I have a mom. They were never home.
There's no need to until the streetlights came on.
Oh, dude, and
I was the last of a dying breed.
yeah, yeah, and you're lucky if your kids don't get in trouble. Now, what sucks is
You're lucky if your kids don't get a pedophile in trouble.
Dude, we had a pedophile in our neighborhood. We had a pet. He was picking kids up and taking them swimming and shit like that,
That's
dude.
cool.
And yeah.
Cool.
It's like I took him swimming. He owes me a blowjob. Yeah.
Fuck, man. Here's my
That's
Sam's
cool.
Club. Here's my Sam's Club card. Go get some hot Cheetos.
Dude, I didn't know he was a pedophile until luckily never put his fucking pedo eyes on me or none of my close buddies. But the circles of your friends, he was picking up some of those kids. I don't know whatever happened to if he ever did anything. But dude, he was an adult that was not from our neighborhood. He didn't know any. There was no circle that he would have known the kids in our neighborhood. It wasn't like he was like the uncle or knew the parents in the neighborhood, and he was picking up kids. And I remember he was there. It was only there for like a couple weeks in the summer. But yeah, that dude was straight up pedo.
He's just trying to pick up kids, calling them by the wrong name.
Straight up pedo. Yeah, that was a thank God, dude. Yeah, creepy dudes.
I would hate to call my girl the wrong name when I'm fucking her. I couldn't imagine calling a kid the wrong name when I'm fucking them.
Oh, gross, dude.
It's fucking Tommy, dude. It's like, what, Tommy? I thought you were Paul, man.
Dude, I knew a dude. I had an Aunt Mary that was not my real aunt. She grew up. She was like an older adult around my mom when my mom was growing up. So she was like family. Her husband, which I would just see him in the corner at the kitchen table when I'd go over as a little kid, and he'd be over there killing like bush cans and stuff like that, and never said much, never put his lasers on me. He fucking had one of the family members' friends, or the friends of the family, one of their kids blow him. He did like fucking bunch of years in prison, dude. Wow. Piece of shit. Piece of shit, dude. They're fucking out there.
No one noticed him?
Dude, it came out of... All that shit always comes out of nowhere, man.
Man, that's crazy.
You're a fucking piece of shit. All right, dude. So, okay, so you're tattooing people in fucking 8th grade and stuff?
I got kicked out of the house, man. I was tattooing. I was running away from home all the time. I was trying to emancipate myself in Arizona.
At what age?
15, 16.
Why? Were you like a wild kid, or were you...
I wasn't happy at home, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy. And
without saying too much, was it just toxic home life, or were you just a wild kid and was just like, look, I can't be in these rules?
Looking back, even by standards then, I don't think I was. I think I was just a kid that had a rough upbringing and everything, and regular life just wasn't interesting enough.
Yeah.
I didn't need to go out in the woods and go fucking praise the devil and shit.
Yeah.
But I grew up faster.
Yeah.
I grew up faster.
Me too.
Part of it was also getting tattoos, and they saw my parents saw the tattoos because the girl I was with at the time, her family had an extra phone because their brother got old enough to get his, and I had to hide the phone, but they found it. And they
Cell phone?
Yep. And they saw tattoos on me. So they're like, lift your shirt up. And I'm like,
whoa,
I already know where this is going. So they took me to get it lasered. They go, we're going to send you to a military school. I said, I'll burn that bitch down.
They're trying to get you on like on their path and shit.
I remember I would run away to my friend's house, and his parents would be like, hey, write this down so there's a record, everything. The sheriffs would call me, and they'd go, if you're gone for 48 hours, we have to report you as a runaway, but you're still good. He goes, get home by 6. I would get home by 6. Clock would start over. They'd start getting on me, and then I'd leave. And the last time I ran away, there were 2 bags packed in a one-way Greyhound ticket from Glendale, Arizona to Springfield, Illinois. And they go, you're not going to act like that here. You go live with your mom. And I said bye to my dad, and then he goes, do what you got to do and figure things out. And I got dropped off at that bus station, and 2.5 days later,
you're in Springfield?
I'm in Springfield.
And then how'd that go from there?
Well, it was weird because I had gotten removed from my mom from DCFS, and that happened when I was 5. It was a whole ongoing thing. But I was basically just meeting my mom for the first time again.
Yeah.
And I found out I had a sister.
It's been 10 plus years.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, and I found out, hey, you have a sister, you have another sister. I was just in a bad car accident. This just happened. And went from there, and I'm living in this little trailer park in Meridosha, fucking Illinois, bumfuck nowhere. And my uncle's fighting in the streets and all the dirt roads and everyone's uncles.
You had an uncle that would fight in the street and stuff like that?
Yeah, he's younger than me.
Oh, you have an uncle that's younger than you?
That's how white trash I am.
Yeah. I got an uncle that's only 4.5 years older than me, so but be younger than you.
That's white trash.
So he's how much younger than you?
A couple months.
Yeah.
6.
You guys are like brothers almost.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
So they're fighting in the streets, and his parents and my grandparents are in there like, kick his ass, kick his ass.
Yeah.
And the my grandpa and his dad are like, look at this one. They're like they're watching the fucking Tyson and shit. But it was fucking crazy. And then after that, my mom's like, all right, we're gonna go up to where I live, which is in Kenosha, and she made me drive. I've never even driven before, but I had to drive because she didn't have a fucking license.
That's hilarious.
And we're in the hood in Kenosha, and there's a drive-by the first week.
Get out of here. Yeah. Kenosha's got drive-bys and stuff like that? It's got a lot of hood like that?
It's crazy, dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's like that.
No shit.
Fucking 3 blocks from here, BLM burnt down our fucking neighborhood.
Wait, because Kenosha's where...
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Get the fuck out of here. I didn't even put that together. We're recording this right now in Kenosha at a bar.
Yeah.
In a basement, man. So
it's
that's where
here.
Kyle Rittenhouse... How far where did he do that at?
Fuck.
I mean, if you had to guess. I mean, minutes from here?
A minute and a half down the road.
A minute and a half down the road is where Kyle Rittenhouse did
lights,
this.
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude. No kidding.
And then straight down, right in front of where we're sitting, they burnt down, man, like 5 blocks.
Really?
Yep, and I was living upstairs from here, so I could see it all out my window, and I'm just hoping the gas station doesn't blow up across the street because my windows face it.
Wow, dude.
I got every live stream in my place going, and I'm watching the riots like I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best TV in town, dude. Also, everybody in the country were watching, or at least plugged into that very hard, man, when that was going down.
It was crazy. I wore a Kenosha hat out to Vegas. I used to live out there, so I loved going out there. But I wear a Kenosha hat out there, and when I'm sitting at tables playing blackjack, they're like, "Oh!" and I'm like, "Yep, I was there, man."
Really?
Yeah, boots on the ground.
Wow, that's crazy that they even know about Kenosha. But I guess Kyle Rittenhouse put it on the map, right?
I mean, CNN, Fox News,
yeah,
Facebook Live.
So your mom moves you up here to the hood, but dude. You know what's crazy is okay, so you're on the wilder side, but you're a smart dude, man. I've been talking to you for 25 minutes, talked to you a little bit before. You're a smart.
Yeah.
You think you're this smart because you just started young and that's what helped grow you up, or it was like, no, it was just going to be like this. I'm just because you're a smart guy, man.
All the above, man. I grew up faster.
Probably because you're smarter though.
I spent a lot of I'm smarter because I grew up by myself. And I had a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
I love history. I love learning.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed into this. And like I said, anything I do, I get obsessed with, man.
Yeah.
And I don't let myself get cornered into thinking like this and this is what it is. I want to get as much information as I can because I just feel smarter.
Well, it only makes sense, dude. I mean, if it's worth, learning. I mean, it's
even if it's not. I mean, it might be.
You know what I was thinking? Like not to talk history long, but I had this thought a week ago. Like half these idiots out here that have beliefs in certain things that they hate, and they say, "Well, America's like this or the world's like this." They don't know shit about history. It's like, dude, you only know like you're only knowing like a small part about history, which not saying America's history is great either. They're fucking devils too, but they don't, you could tell that they don't know anything about history at all. And it's like, dude, if you know anything about like human history, we've always been evil to each other. We're
rowdy.
We're fucking we're evil to each other, dude.
Yeah.
We're mean to each other.
I mean,
we do the nastiest stuff.
Cain and Abel.
Dude, they fucking the fucking Mongols, like everything like that. I mean, dude, the Japanese against the Chinese, like there's all the humans that we don't even know the names of how bad they were, like before all language and dude, it's always been a thing.
It's what we do.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, is we like each other. We like to think that there's this order in everything.
Yeah.
But we're fucking wild. We're humans. We're animals. We're cliquey.
Yeah.
We are the way we are, and the problem is that we have this technology in our hands that moves quicker than our brains allow us to evolve.
Yeah.
And you're putting nukes in the hands of koalas.
Absolutely. You know what I was thinking about, with these things? Once the Neuralink comes, or whatever version of that is, not even Neuralink, whoever comes up with something that puts a chip in our head and then we're connected to these, I was thinking, man, we're going to be the smartest people because we're connected to this. But then I had the thought where they go, yeah, we're going to be smart, but the next move is they're only going to give you certain information unless you pay for more information. Then you can get that extra download or the higher download or a different class where you go, oh, I'm up at this higher class now because I got money or whatever. Now I can get more information.
It depends on whether or not you subscribe to premium and you can skip the ads.
That's it. You're getting premium. That's what you're going to get. So there's still going to be people walking around with like rabbit ear antenna, channel 3, 5, and 9, and then there's going to be people out there with like
just moving quicker.
Yeah,
it's different, man. It's weird because
it is different.
I mean, as much as we're not living in a matrix, we are.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why they always say that.
It's reprogramming our minds, and people are living different realities.
Yeah,
they really have different looks,
and I think they choose to do that. Just like I choose my reality, I'm sure others choose their reality.
I think they accept the terms and conditions, but they don't read the terms and conditions.
Yeah.
And one thing I've said is that it's crazy that if I know about a crime and I don't report it, I'm a criminal. But when social media and these algorithms are directing people towards this information and making these people that are so impressionable and they know how these devices impact us, they're not responsible for anything that happens.
Absolutely not.
That's crazy. That's
absolutely not
aiding and abetting. That's knowing of a crime. You're harboring a place for these people to see more right or left wing or whatever extremist things, and you're profiting.
Yep.
You're profiting.
And then they play the game of like, we're just there for anybody to get whatever. We didn't know they were going to go that way. And it's like,
he hit accept.
Yeah.
And now they don't have liability.
That's right. That's right. So dude, okay. So how did you bump into all the tattooing then? So you start when you're this, when do you start getting good at tattooing?
Fuck, I'm still not, man. I'm still out here on these streets.
Do you do any of this work on you right here?
Not anymore. I got a better shittier guy.
Yeah.
And my mom, she ends up going, that's what you want to do with your life, and I'm like, yeah. So she.
What age? When she asks you something like that, 17, 18.
This is here. I'm 16.
16.
And she buys me cheap Chinese equipment off the internet, and she goes, just don't fuck yourself up. So I was tattooing my grandma. And
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
You're tattooing your grandma?
Yeah, dude. She got a little Scorpio on her and everything.
That's where at?
On her ankle.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to Scorpio.
That's
gang.
A good grandma where she goes, yeah, tattoo a scorpion on my ankle.
Well, me and my grandma, we used to smoke weed together, and she stole my mom's ecstasy. And
your grandma's taking ecstasy?
She used to, man.
Wait, was she a younger grandma? I mean, for like grandmas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She was cool. She thought that she could wear my mom's boots in her skirt and get the same dudes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I know ladies like that, dude.
It's crazy, bro.
Dude, hey, you know what? Because look, I ain't trying to, but not saying your grandma. I'm saying there's women that think like that because maybe they can't get dudes.
Not now, though. Not
now.
Like then
not
fat chicks doing it.
No,
just like. She was on, dude. I grew up in sex, drugs, and rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
And my mom, she lost her virginity to Bret Michaels, dude, and they're still friends.
Wait.
Yeah.
You mean Bret Michaels of Poison?
Don't need none.
Dude, I seen Poison twice. I'm old, dude. I'm 48,
I got the
man.
drummer's name tattooed on the inside of my arm to match the tattoo he did on my mom's ass cheek.
Yeah, who is the drummer? What's that?
Ricky Rocket.
Yeah, Ricky Rocket. Yeah.
Badass jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, he is. Dude, I seen Poison open up for David Lee Roth, and I seen Poison and Tesla. So, dude, I remember those days. Wait a minute, your mom lost her. Are you sure that she lost her virginity
Dude,
to?
She ran away.
How?
She
I mean, I don't even know how, but like,
yeah, a lot of P to V. But, my mom was she had a toxic household. In West Chicago, and she was seeing her mom get the shit beat out of her by her mom's crack.
Is your mom the Mexican side or the
my
white side?
It's my Russian side.
Yeah.
And she was seeing her mom get the shit kicked out of her by her mom's crack dealing boyfriend, and she rushed the fuck out of there. Went out to
L.A.
West L.A. with $200, bought a bus ticket,
Yeah.
and ended up meeting Bret Michaels.
Mid-'80s type stuff.
Yeah, and they took care of her, and ever since then, he's been someone. I always joke, I'm like, you should have saw my dad. He didn't leave a little bit in there.
That's crazy.
So I grew up around that shit, and family that were roadies and shit. I gotta make sure they turn that down.
Oh, it's all good.
I grew up in that whole thing, man. So, and my mom's, she's been a stripper since she was 15.
Whoa!
Still active duty.
She's active. Your mom's still active duty?
She's serving the men of this country.
Hold on here, dude. How old are you? Because you're a young guy. I can tell you.
32.
Okay, but yeah, you look young. If you had told me you're 24, I would be like, yeah, he's 24. But
Yeah.
so you're saying, but your mom's, she had you when she was young.
She was 18. My dad was 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's still active duty, huh?
Yeah, she's serving the men of this country.
Dude, how is that now? Like, okay, so you're like a 32-year-old dude, and when people go, your mom's still stripping, like.
I used to go to the club when she was working.
Really?
It was like they would tell me when she was on, and then
And you leave the room?
I would turn the other direction, but when I walk in, because the strip club's like no bigger than a bingo hall for me.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "This is my son, come here." And the dudes are sitting there like,
Oh my God, dude,
I
it
go,
makes
"Hey,
it weird.
man, Christmas is coming up.
Oh
And he's
my
like-
God.
My sister, she dances. It's a family business.
Your sister dances
She's-
too?
Yep, she's shaking that ass, man, and second generation.
Whoa. Dude, what a fucking story, dude. I remember the first time I ever met my buddy Bob in Toledo now, but he was dating a girl named Tony, and she was a stripper, and her mom was a stripper at the same time at the same place.
Really?
And I have a bunch of stories off that. I remember when he would tell me that he'd complain because they lived with each other for a little bit, and he goes, "Man, she doesn't strip for me when she comes home." I go, "Dude, she works all day stripping."
I don't tattoo when I come home.
Yeah.
Could you tell him to turn the music down here?
That's dude.
Okay, thank you.
You guys need your own reality show, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you. And she was on Steve Wilkos after she got on the...
She was on Steve Wilkos?
she brought the dude that got her in the car accident and brought him on the Steve Wilkos show to do the lie detector test.
Wow.
She was supposed to go on Rock of Love, but then they were like, you can't do this because you know the person.
What? She could have been on Rock of Love?
She couldn't. She knew him.
She still talks to Bret Michaels and stuff like that?
He almost died a couple of years ago, the year I moved
Yeah,
up here.
because he got real sick, right?
No, a sign fell or something.
Oh, really?
And she goes, check this out. And I listened to the voicemail, and it's him going, I appreciate you so much as a friend. Sent her a Chase card with some cash on it.
That's crazy. Dude, what a fucking story you got, dude.
I'm full of them.
That's crazy, dude. All right, so it's okay. So you start tattooing at a young age. Your mom buys this thing at like 16 years old. You start tattooing. Dude, were some of your first tattoos,
They're horrible.
Yeah?
Trash.
Is it ever like when because dude, it's like I can see if somebody's like cuts hair and they fuck up on a haircut,
It
but
grows
with
back.
tattoos,
Yeah.
you either got to adjust it some other way and cover it up or something like
Hopefully.
that. Have you had bad? I mean,
I hate when people. Everyone thinks they were there when I first started.
Yeah.
But it turns out I was tattooing like 6 years before that.
Yeah.
And they're like, he did this. I'm like, bro, put that the fuck away, man. What?
Yeah.
You like, stop it. Like,
Yeah.
put that away, man. You make me look bad. Just
all
checks
right.
Here.
So dude, but how long did it take for you to get like, dude, I'm good?
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
That I would say.
Yeah.
Once I started.
How many hours do you think that took? Like, if you thought about it,
I couldn't.
Is that like 10,000 hours type thing where you're like,
I couldn't fathom it. I couldn't put a number on that.
Dude, what people don't realize also that like with tattoos, it's not like you're doing a tattoo on a flat surface. You're doing it on like an arm that's like curving or a leg that's curved. None of this is flat surface, dude. That's got to be the hardest part about tattooing, right?
No.
What's the hardest part about tattooing?
The clients. It's the worst part. The clients are the worst fucking part.
Why? What do you mean, though?
You have a canvas that is going to say ow. You have a canvas that is going to be restricted on time, money.
Yep.
They have an opinion.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to work with. But the catch is that I've tried to get into oil painting.
Yeah.
And I never finish anything. But having that whole thing of like, I can't send this guy home with a half a tattoo, so I fucking finish it. But the clients are the worst part. I mean, it really is.
Really?
Yeah, the clients are fucking horrible because they're, especially now with technology, the same way. It's that everyone's gonna bring in a photo. You know, back before, people would get tattoos if they were part of a certain lifestyle. Now it's accessible.
Yeah.
They go on Pinterest. Hey, this is what I was thinking, exactly like that. You're like, fuck. Now they want 8 names in it. They want to put 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah.
And it just, they don't know, but they're like, it's my tattoo. I'm like, Jesus Christ, bitch, this isn't Burger King.
Yeah. But that's it, huh?
But if you hustle hard enough, man.
It's good money in tattooing, right?
Well, it's great money. $350 a day, 5 days a week, a year is over $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Over $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. Thankfully, I've put in enough work and I've made enough advancement that they trust me enough. So now I don't have to deal with a lot of that riffraff. But it's going to be that one person that comes in their first time from out of town, and they're going to give you the hardest time. They're going to move a sleeve over 1 centimeter. I'm like,
why would they do that?
Because it's a control thing.
It is?
It's a control thing.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
It's a fucking control thing.
Do you see yourself doing tattooing forever?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's a part of me.
Because it's like a lifestyle, right? It's also like
it's a lifestyle.
It's just like but it's in you, right? It's like another thing. It's like almost like a calling.
Tattooing's been with me through my highest points, my lowest points, and I can take this anywhere in the world. And the one thing I tell my apprentices is that what you've learned, what's up here, nobody can take that from you.
Yeah, that's very true with a lot of things.
That's yours.
Yeah.
That doesn't nobody can take that from you. You can go move over here and do that.
You could go to fucking prison and be the fucking guy. Like, you know, like a lot of jobs, you go anywhere and they go, dude, I can't do this in prison. Tattooing.
2 noodles and a chip at a time, my guy.
Is that what it is? Yeah, 2 noodles and a chip.
I don't know. Must have meant what.
Dude, what is this thing right here? When we first started the podcast, I seen that.
So
what is that?
These are silicone implants. They're a body modification. And
how do you get it in there, dude? I know that's a dumb question, but like, I don't see a hole anywhere.
What they do is they make incisions into one side of them.
Yeah.
They use what's called a skin elevator, which is probably about the size of a straw, and they put that in your arm. They make the pocket, and they stitch it up, and then they move to the next. And it sits in between your layers of skin, and the way that it's designed holds it in place for migrating. It's crazy, but I just use it. They're upgrades. So
what do you mean?
It's so the strippers don't slide down on my elbow.
Really? What's that feel like, dude? Let me feel that. I'm sorry, dude. Oh my God!
It's crazy, man. And I forget I have this most of the time.
It doesn't ever hurt or anything. It never hurt.
Not me.
Really? That's crazy, dude.
It's cool. I wear hoodies so much because I'm also a Midwestern guy. So hoodies or T-shirts. And I forget I have them, and I pull them out, and people are like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I'm like, "Jesus Christ!" Especially if I'm in an airport.
Yeah.
You just get.
Does that metal detector up? Does that make?
It's silicone, man.
It's silicone, so it won't do anything, huh?
Yeah, it's medical grade silicone.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Dude, you got a story, dude.
We haven't even scratched the surface.
That's crazy. All right. So, okay. So, dude, what's crazy is that like with you, like you're a successful tattoo artist, you got a career. Like, why would you even fuck with comedy?
I love art, man.
Yeah,
But
you're an
the thing
artist.
About, I mean, everyone that does comedy did something else.
Yeah.
But it allows me to be available. It allows me to not worry about income.
Yeah.
Especially owning a shop. It frees up my time so that I can get into something else.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is that I tattoo. I could get into painting and doing shit like that, but I don't want to do that. I want to do anything remotely similar to what I was doing. And I could get into music. I could get back into music and do what I was doing.
You did music for a while?
I did music for a while. I toured. I was with a couple bands and stuff. But
really?
Now you're doing something that depends on 4 other people.
Yeah, that's the one thing I realized.
Comedy, it's me.
Yeah.
And it was the same with wrestling. It was the same with tattooing. It was the same with MMA. It was the same with...
Yeah, you're kind of like a solo artist. You know, because dude, I had that thought years ago with like music, how that must suck because like even if you start getting going and you start getting something moving, if 1 or 2 assholes in the band go, I'm done. My girlfriend got pregnant. I don't want to do this no more. I got a promotion at my job. You go, what the fuck?
It happened to Van Halen.
Really?
Why wouldn't it happen to me?
What do you mean it happened to Van Halen? What Van Halen?
They had difficulties. They switched their lineup and shit. I mean, you went from David Lee Roth to
I see what you're
Sammy
saying.
Hagar. And
Yeah.
then, you don't have Michael Anthony anymore, and you got Wolfgang.
Dude, I fucking love Van Halen, dude.
You know, I mean, look at Kiss. You know, you got Tommy Thayer instead of it.
I think that like the Kiss thing comes down to money. I think a lot of times, I think all these bands come down to money where they go, you could just be a day player.
It's a business.
And then, Gene and Paul are just getting all the money and then we'll pay you this much per gig or whatever. Like, it makes tons of sense.
I mean, these are business people. And I watched Gene Simmons on Your Mom's House. And they were talking about him and Paul. And they go, talking about disagreements, or they said about arguments or fights. And he goes, a disagreement isn't a fight. That's not what it is. It's like a relationship. You have to give a little bit and you have to take a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's a business.
Yeah.
And they said, Gene Simmons said too, that it's harder than a relationship because how much time you spend together. And I've had hard relationships, and I've worked in tattoo shops with personalities and done bands and stuff, and I get it. But that's why comedy is nice, is because
it's all on you.
The fails come to me, but the positives fall on me as well.
Yeah.
And it would suck to have this not work out because of somebody else, but it would suck to not have it work out. I don't know, if I had a shitty personality and I wasn't self-aware enough to be like, yeah, dude, you didn't show up to enough fucking mics.
Yeah, you didn't put the work in. And there's so many other things. You got to put the work in. You got to be likable. You got to be funny. You got to be original.
Likability is hard.
Dude, likability is a big part of it, though.
I thought,
like, even if you're not, I'm not saying you got to be a salesman, like a car salesman, likable, like that version, but you got to be your version of, like, likable. Whatever creepy fucking comedy you got, it has to be kind of likable.
Here's the thing, and I've learned this with tattooing, is that information is awesome. The accessibility to information is amazing with whatever you're getting into. It's awesome that with comedy there's information, but you don't know where to go with a lot of this shit. And I thought my biggest thing was going to be writing.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen things and they go, well, you got to come from a fucked up past. Well, I got that covered.
Yeah.
I have that covered.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to but I have to do comedy next to people that this is what society deems right. And then at the same time, you have to be likable.
Yeah, you have to be likable, man.
And I've never been just a likable guy.
Yeah.
So learning that is hard.
But also, dude, look, I like there are comics that are for everybody. And then there's comics and like music that are not that are not for everybody.
Yeah.
And but there's enough people in the world now with the internet that, like, even if you're not a guy for everybody, that there's enough people out there to make a living where they go, dude, that's my type of dude. It sucks because you want to be original, but
that's hard.
But that's why everybody's dick riders, where they dude, for years I've seen it where
Palestine and Israel.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, dude, you know how many open mics, I've said it on a couple podcasts lately, but you know how many open mics I go to, and like every fucking other comic are bringing up Palestine, and I'm for Palestine, and I'm against Israel, and I'm like, why are you even talking about this right here?
The shitty thing is that I watch the fucking news, so I feel like I should be able to write about that shit. But then I see other people writing about that shit. They're just
it makes you not want to even go near it.
This is what's going on. So when I go to like a mic, or when I was at that thing out in McHenry, out at the Gauntlet and everything, I heard a couple of guys do stuff on it. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to seem like I'm riding that fucking train, but it's like I've been doing that shit for weeks because like I've been trying to work it out.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? That's why I think it's.
I didn't want to.
That's why to do I think you should just like not you, but I like me personally. Like I try to stay on me, you know. And I know that's boring to some people, but I'm always like me, my like I'm doing me because dude, if you do your shit, like if you talk about your world. Nobody's going to talk about your world. I mean, yes, you might have things in your world that makes people laugh because their world is very similar. But when you're constantly talking about like this story in the news, that story in the news, don't be surprised if other comics are going to write something that kind of sounds very similar to it because it's.
I don't like that stuff.
It's kind of on the nose.
I don't like that stuff because most of it's you're not going to be able to use that a year from now.
Absolutely.
And on the other side of it, the stuff I can write about,
dude,
like with
your life.
But listen,
nobody's touching that.
But listen, with tattooing is really hard because the things that I see as funny, it's more insider information. So I can laugh about this with my tattoo friends.
Yeah.
But the client, they're like, "What's so funny about that? That means something to me." And I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, because they're coming in there on some things that are like super personal and like my bud passed away.
It's hard for me to make something that's funny about something that people don't get that information from. They don't get that what it's like to be a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Like I have one, it's a whatever, but like you still have people coming in getting names tattooed.
Yeah.
Okay. And I go, man, this chick came in and this white chick came in and she made her black boyfriend get her name tattooed on his neck. And I'm like, man, in the future...
Her name or his name?
Her name.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, man, in the future, they're going to dig up that body and think that slavery never ended.
I know. Yeah.
But they're like, oh, wow, fucking low-hanging fruit. But I'm like, I don't know what else to say, dude. Like, just 400 years after slavery, and he's getting that white devil's name tattooed on his neck.
There's people out there that don't want hickeys on their neck. Like, that's like a young
There's
thing.
There's people that don't want tattoos below their wrists.
Really? Yeah.
But they're walking around with Britney on their neck.
Yeah. That chick's marking that dude.
Yeah.
Why would you do that, bud?
It's so hard to write about tattooing. Like I had an 18-year-old girl. She got a tramp stamp, and I was just...
Are people still getting tramp stamps?
This 18-year-old came in to get a tramp stamp within a month, and I was so thankful that she's keeping up our white trash traditions.
Really? Yeah, that's crazy to think that
Mom, you know what my mom's tramp stamp says?
No.
Poison.
That's crazy, dude.
Bret Michaels and Ricky Rocket right on both ass cheeks.
Dude, what's up with this mothership hat, dude? Did you go down there?
Yeah, I went out to the mothership a couple times.
How's that like down there when you go there?
I love Austin.
Yeah.
I wanted
big scene right now, right?
It's young, it's up and coming, and it's popular, man. And everyone's moving there.
Yeah, everybody's moving there.
Everybody has moved there.
Yep.
There's so much shit going on. I'm in the Austin comedy Instagram thing, so they'll drop like, here's 5 mics today.
Really?
You can go hit 5 mics in a day. You can do a month's worth of work in a week.
Yep.
And I think that's incredible. I think that's awesome. Mm-hmm. The problem is, like with tattooing, it's saturated.
It is oversaturated, I hear.
You're waiting an hour and a half to get on a mic for people that are just tired of it. And they only want to see the people that...
Yeah, they want to see Casey Rocket and Shane Gillis. Yeah.
Yeah, which they do pop in, which is cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like hard to work material out. But it's also hard to work material up here in front of 5 people. You know, but accessibility, I mean, it's cool for a person that's 18, 19 that's moving out to a place. It's hard when you're 32, you just had a kid and you own a shop.
Absolutely.
But I would love to be there.
Yeah.
And I want to be there.
Yeah, you know what though, dude? I don't know. I mean, I look at it different ways where I look at it like it opens up the rest of the country. It does clear out a lot of the scene and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I think if you were there 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I think that's a different place. I think going now, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's good for some, and I think it's probably bad for like a lot. Dude,
It should be bad for a lot, though.
Be the king of your region. Be the king of your scene. Because eventually, you know, what those dudes are going to do, what they should be doing is getting good. Everybody should be getting good in their scene and then going out and working.
I want to ask you about that, too. I did want to ask you about that because I hear both things about the Chicago area.
Yeah.
In Milwaukee, I still feel like as much as they have had a scene.
Yeah, Milwaukee's got great comics. They've always had great comics.
You know, comedy right now is like the sand settling and now they're rebuilding again. But in the Chicago scene, what do you think about a bunch of new people that are getting into this? And you've been doing this a while. What do you think about seeing that and seeing this guy's probably not going to last, this guy is, hopefully he does, or like what's happening with the scene down there in regards to what's happening to comedy right now?
But what do you mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like, what do you mean?
Okay, that was probably weird. So you've been doing comedy for a while.
Yeah.
And it's getting bigger and more people are getting into it. But how do you observe it happening with the explosion and where things are going to settle?
You know what, dude? I've seen the scenes for so many years. Like, I remember when I first was getting into comedy, Dane Cook was big.
Yeah.
Like, the first couple years, every comic was trying to sound like Dane Cook. Like, not every comic, but a large percentage. They were doing the Dane Cook thing, the mannerisms, the just the body language, some of the jokes. And then I remember when Louis blew up, everybody's doing Louis type jokes. Dude, my buddy right now is saying that that he noticed that people were doing Shane Gillis, like isms and stuff like that. I didn't notice that yet.
It's a Philly thing, though.
Is it?
It's a Philly thing.
Yeah, so I do see that type of thing, and like I've said before, where like you'll see people go hard, and you know, and after about 2 years they burn out, maybe about 4 years, because dude, it's not like this is a union job. Like, this isn't like something you graduate and you go, boom, I'm there, I got a degree now. It's I'm gonna get hired on.
One thing that's been I've at least noticed is people go that when you're new into comedy, you pretty much just start doing an impression of a comedian.
Yeah.
And
yeah, most likely the person that you admire.
Exactly.
Like who you, because
and with Shane, you can't help to right. He's
the king of comedy right now.
And you know, even like a Burr with the mic and everything. But like that's another thing, because I'm so in this, is like finding my voice.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find a voice. It's hard to find something where what your style.
You know what sucks, dude?
People.
You already know. Like, is that what you're saying? You're trying to find your voice?
Yeah.
You've already found your voice, dude. It's in your head. I know this sounds really stupid. I've never said this before, so it's not like but it's already in your head. Because I know when I found my voice, it was always there. It was always there. It's the voice that's talking to you, that you don't realize that you're talking to it, and that's the funny thing that you're talking to, and you get all your supply of comedy from. It's already talking to you, and but what the problem is, you and I and everybody else, we're putting a showmanship spin on it, because that's what you think you should be doing, but really it's just like strip it all the way down to like what this is. It's already there, dude. We're making a bigger deal what it has to be. It's not that. I mean, look at Shane Gillis. It's real basic style. Shane's not doing much up there.
The fact that
if you think about it, he's real.
That they said he bombed, I go, that's his cadence.
No, and I'm saying basic style, like he doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles on him in a good way. He's the dude. There's no arguing. He's the biggest comedian in the world right now.
When I saw the articles and they're like, he bombed, I go, that's his cadence. The way he was acting, that NPR goes, he bombed, I go, that's his cadence.
That's what NPR said?
Yeah, I go, that's his cadence. His like, I thought you guys were going to like that. That's his cadence.
Dude, you know what's funny is they're saying that, first of all, I'm pretty sure I read that was the most watched SNL in 20 years since Mike Epps did it in like 23 or 22.
I would believe.
So they're saying that he bombed. That's the most watched SNL in 20 years. And they've been bombing. SNL's been bombing for fucking 5 years probably. I mean, when is the last time they had like something where you go, dude, you know, I was talking to a guy yesterday, a stranger, and I was saying, he brought up Shane Gillis and doing SNL, and I was thinking, God, how stupid is SNL? Like, they got, okay, if those are the best improv guys and people in the world, let them go. Take the damn chains and the guardrails off them. Insert the writing in there, and dude, you can look. I don't care about making fun of politicians. Make fun of the politicians. Make fun of Trump. Make fun of AOC. Make fun of Pelosi. Make fun of Biden. This is the best time. Just take the guardrails off and clown them. They're all politicians. They should be getting clowned. They're the elites. Like, and I'm saying clown everybody else. Clown Bezos. Clown all the fucking the kings.
You're preaching to choir, man. But
right?
Unfortunately, their bosses have bosses.
But they don't. They put the brakes on, and they only allow like so many people to make fun of. And it's, but dude, get out of the business then. Like, get out of the business and make room. They made a big mistake by firing Shane.
I don't think they did.
You know, well, no, not for him, but they made a big mistake.
I don't think they did either.
Really?
They got back.
How good could it have been with him?
They got back a better product.
What, with him coming back?
After everything, after that time lapsed, they got a better product.
Yeah, I guess so.
To be in a point to where you're like, I don't know if he went through this, and maybe it's not my position to say that, but in a lot of other areas that I've seen it, especially in music and tattooing, it's like, fuck those guys. You know, I'm gonna keep my head down and I'm gonna hustle, and you know, if things work out, they do. And they got back. I mean, how much time passed from the time that he got fired?
3 years, maybe, or something like that. 21
3
to
years.
now.
3 years of growth.
Big time.
3 years of growth, man.
And the scene propped him up. I mean, the scene like took him under their wing and protected him.
He did it exactly.
Which they should have.
And I think that's part of that time lapsed is that he got to keep doing what he did. He didn't imagine if he would have gotten that stardom 3 years earlier.
Yeah.
But he was still doing but now he's still doing what he's doing, and now he got to jump off at a point. I hate to say jump off, but he got to do SNL at a point where he got more self-awareness and he got to work around more people. Like when he said that he talked to Louis, and Louis goes, just do your best shit. Just do this. They probably haven't heard your shit. Mm-hmm. He got to be Shane Gillis, and he got to grow as Shane Gillis and not Shane Gillis, the SNL guy. And now that he's getting work off of that. Yeah, you got
a point. That's a good point.
Now that he's getting work off of that, he still has his grounding on down to business comedy. And he admitted that he didn't rehearse saying gay or retarded.
Yeah.
But made the executive decision to anyway.
Yeah.
So he gets to make educated decisions now.
Yeah.
Instead of making decisions.
Well, he's got power now.
Yeah,
he's got power,
and he had it before he did.
It's
SNL.
It's like when Burr got power. It's like when Louis eventually got his power back. Louis had power. You know what's crazy though is how much power Louis had, and then they took his power away. You know?
Yeah, it's sex shit though. Sex shit's really hard.
What do you think, man? Like I'm so stubborn and stupid that I think like why would Shane even go back and do SNL? Like, I mean, he's the winner in that, but also SNL wins by getting high ratings, and it's almost like, all right, we squashed that beef. But, I mean, do you think that's a good move for him to work with them? Would you work with him? If they fired you, dude, I'm saying, like, you made it to SNL, where you go, man, I'm an SNL. And then they do him like how they do him. Would you work with him?
How many people that knew Shane was doing SNL knew he got fired?
I think people that pay attention to comedy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the answer. That's who got to see him, as the people that don't.
Yeah.
You know, his special he did, Beautiful Dogs, there's people that are into it now because they see that, and they're getting to see a different side of it. You know, you brought up the mothership stuff. The one thing I learned from going out to the mothership, and what's cool about Phones getting locked up with at least, is you get to see this comedy. And man, I went to the bathroom when I was out there. I was like, man, I pushed it. I was like, I have to use the bathroom. And when I was walking back up, I was talking to one of the doormen, and I go, I thought Disneyland or Disney World was the happiest place on earth. I go, this is the happiest place on earth.
Yeah.
Because my perception on comedy was what was available on YouTube and on Netflix.
Yeah.
And there's there's shit that's going on there. I mean, if you're getting into comedy, who are you seeing? Shane Gillis and Matt Rife.
Yeah.
No one's even looking at Rogan.
Yeah.
You know, and not that they should, but I mean, he's out there cultivating and shit, but where are you getting your jump off point to where you're going, I'm going to get into comedy? People nowadays, they have Netflix. They don't have the HBO specials.
Yeah.
They don't have to watch the Netflix shit. You know, you get Matt Rife, you get what's viral, you get TikTokers.
Yeah.
Your comedians are now Trevor Wallace, you know, which he's cool.
I don't know who that is.
He was a social media guy, and you know, he's doing theaters and everything. That's awesome for him, but your comedians now are people that are big in social media. They're not the guys hitting the clubs.
Yeah.
It's the guys that were social media guys that are now doing theaters, and they're not hitting the clubs and shit. You're not getting Attels off of TikTok.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I think it was a good move though, because he's getting out there. I mean, his new Netflix show that he got, Tires. You know, that's awesome. There were comedians.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He got a Netflix series based off a pilot he did called Tires.
Oh, really? Shane?
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And after he did SNL, he kind of like, hey, this is what's going on next.
Oh, he got a green light. Yeah, no kidding.
So it's just like, and now Brian Simpson, his Netflix special's coming out at the Mothership. David Lucas is coming out this Wednesday from The Little Boy at the Mothership.
Yeah.
You know, and now that shit's starting to hit. But the thing with Shane at least is like, you're reaching an audience that you didn't have. And I know that with tattooing, where it's like, these are people that aren't your client's family. These are people that aren't people seeing your clients in the real world. These are people being exposed to your art.
Yeah.
You know, so there wasn't a bad move for Shane to do that.
Yeah, I think you're right once you say it that way.
And same thing with, you know, the people on SNL. You know, they got to play by the rules of the game that they're playing within.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool. You know, Nate Bargatze, he got to do SNL, and his shit was fucking awesome as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you see how they treat Chappelle. You know, that's always they always got some shit to say about him, but they love Chappelle.
Yep.
You know, so it's as far as it's accessibility.
Yeah.
It's getting in frnt of an audience.
What'd you think about David Lucas having to apologize? What's that do when you see stuff like that? When he's at a club and he makes a joke.
He didn't mean it.
Yeah, he makes a joke about George Floyd, but he's just making a joke. That's like a throwaway.
I got David Lucas's signature on top of my hand.
Oh, really?
I've seen him 4 times last year.
So you're a fan.
My opening joke is I look like Pot Roast Malone, and he's the one that roasted me like that.
Oh, really?
And I asked him, I was like, that cool, you know, and shit like that. But he didn't fall into the people that were upset. He didn't fall into their shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to catch shit for it, but I'm pretty sure that they saw that there was a black comic performing.
Yeah.
But they didn't know what they were getting into.
Sure.
But they were at a comedy club.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, but David's outlook on things is more direct as far as going, you can't cancel me, you can't do this. So
yeah,
he's up on the front lines doing that, saying that this is what I'm doing, and that, you know, edgy materials like this and stuff. So you're gonna have those battles, but I think he's a fucking Jedi Knight. I think if I wanted somebody fighting that, I'd want a guy like that.
Yeah.
You know, because he's a smart motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
And he's not
very
this
funny.
Or that.
Very good.
And he can hit both ends on it and land so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because he can talk shit about this but relate to you like this. And I've seen him so many times. I'll tell you one thing about David Lucas, man. And I'm not trying to pander.
Yeah.
But this guy brings so much new fucking material. Every time I've seen this guy with it, like I said, 4 times in a year, so much new material. Whether or not it was in a small club, I saw him at Zany's, I saw him in Appleton at Skyline, I saw him at the Paps open up for Tony. His material, it's just new. Yeah. That's cool. That's a Louis move.
Yeah.
To be that good, to bring that.
Yeah, which people don't realize that's very hard to do. But it's not hard to do when you're working a lot and you're also plugged in and you're that dude.
Tom Segura's last special, he toured for 2 years before he recorded that material.
Yeah.
You know, I heard one podcast, and they go, the thing about comedy is you have to tell a joke 1,000 times and then get on stage and deliver it like it's the first time that you've said it.
Yeah.
Fuck. I hate having to say things over and over again.
Well, dude, there's jokes that like people say for like a long time, and that's a good joke, and you hate saying it just because it's like,
It's different when you're the artist, though.
Yeah.
I hate tattooing skulls. But when they're out in the world, people are like, that's a badass skull.
Yeah.
Classics.
Yeah, but I guess if you're in the business, you got to repeat jokes. You got to say that joke that many times. If you're in the business, you got to make skulls.
Man, but sometimes like it's so refreshing to hear a comedian come out with a new outlook on things, to come with a different like point of view from things. That's so cool, because I've heard things from other comics where I'm like, I never would have came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
That's the brilliance. You know, I got a Michael Perry joke, and I don't know how long I can tell it. Yeah. But
Michael Perry. Who's Michael Perry?
Or Matthew Perry. Sorry.
Matthew Perry. Yeah.
Michael Perry.
The guy from Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he OD'd on ketamine and drowned in his
That's how he died? He OD'd on ketamine? I didn't know that.
He was a good actor. I think he deserved the Ketamine Award.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. That poor guy, man. That's what sucks, dude, is when
you know, he was upfront about his shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool.
You'd have to be. How people hide it. Dude, my mom's a fucking drug addict. She's a pill popper, and fucking pill poppers like her, like she'll tell you, you're crazy. Like it's like, hey, you got a problem. You got to go to rehab. You got to get cleaned. You're crazy. There's something wrong with. There's nothing wrong with. I'm like, you don't even see yourself. They don't even see. So at least he even like admits it. It's like, dude, he knows what's up. Otherwise, you're a fucking liar. And
I love excess. And I understand how artists. They go, he's fucking crazy. You have to be crazy.
Yeah.
Because the guy that you want to go home to isn't the guy that can write that shit.
Yeah.
He's gonna go make you dinner and fucking rub your feet and shit. But the guy that you want to watch when you need to get a let out is the guy who got fucked over in life.
Yeah.
By his hand and by, you know, the gods or whatever.
Dude, my wife for years has always said like all your friends are fucked up. And I'm like, and I always like whatever the words are like that.
What's your chick's background?
She's just first generation Mexican. Just my wife's a great woman, man. Like you know, great citizen, smart girl, grandparents and her mom raised her well, and you know, I pay my taxes, you know, like fucking good person. And when she met me, I swear to God, dude, my family's all fucked up, you know, and she was like, I've never met people like this ever, like talking to, you know, and I get it. You know, like that's why when you tell me your shit, like it makes me laugh, but it doesn't make me laugh like I'm better. It makes me laugh because I'm like, I know your shit, dude, because it's your version. Your version is different to mine for sure, and I don't think mine is you have a higher mountain, but I'm on another mountain looking at your mountain, and it just makes me smile because
it looks rocky to get up there.
Dude, no, yeah, because my wife's always said like your friends are fucked up, and I go, no, they're comedians. I go, comedians, they are fucked up like that because that's why they're comedians.
It's therapy.
Like, dude, and I'm sure like Rogan and people said that before. Where, dude, if you grew up with a good life. Good luck on being a funny fucking person. You have to have some fucked up weird shit. I'm not saying you have to have the devil like fuck you up, but I'm saying you have to have some fucked up shit to kind of make you laugh about the shit that's in your life and go like, I'm gonna be all right. It's fucked up. To other people, you know what? That's how things break people, and you go, that poor dude's broken, and you see his background and you go, that's what broke him. And then there's people like you and people like me where it's like, yeah, I'm broken a little bit, you know, like, you know, a little bit, but it didn't break me.
Yeah.
You know, you made it through because you're laughing at it and you know it's fucked up.
Life, my favorite quote ever is a Shakespeare quote. It's, life is a tragedy to those who think and a comedy to those who feel.
Yeah.
And that's cool. A comedy is a therapy for me. But when you're entertaining people, what are these people coming out to do? They're here to get away from that bullshit. Yeah. So you have to deliver them. You got, hey, man, you know how that shit is with your fucking house or with your kids or da-da-da? Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
This is what's funny, right? And they're like, oh, my God, you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, dude, I've said it for years also, man, with like, you know, like the whole Patrice thing, like you were saying, like how, you know, a bad joke and a good joke comes from the same place type thing. And people don't realize, most of these people that judge comedians on like their content, most people are trying to hide their like messed up life. They're trying to hide their bad stories.
They would cripple.
Yeah, comedians are showing you like their scabs and their scars, and they're like, look at it. And most people are like hiding their scabby arm behind their back, and they don't want people to see it, especially doing it in front of 30 to 350 to 3,000 people, or the world to see it and stuff.
Dude, I got.
And then they judge them.
I got taken away from my family from DCFS when I was 5. I saw my brother's finger get caught off in a door.
Whoa. Okay.
My mom's been a stripper my whole life. I've had cocaine addictions. I love drinking. I love strippers. I love everything like that.
Yeah.
What's it for? What the fuck is it for? I still make jokes about it.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a point for other people to be like, man, work sucked today, but shit.
Yeah.
You know, and he's laughing about that shit. You know, what are you going to do with the information? You know, with tattooing, I tell people at work, I'd be like, listen, you can be a depressed motherfucker that's broke, or you can be a depressed motherfucker that's got money.
Yeah.
Do you want to laugh about it? That's the only way I can get over it.
Yeah.
I can't get over this shit unless I laugh about it, or else I go like, fuck, man, why'd I get this hand? Or like, life's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's and again, there's probably a lot of homeless people. There's probably a lot of broken people that they went the opposite way, and you won't be able to. Sometimes it's also the operating system. I think, dude.
You should do a homeless open mic.
No way.
Pull up at Skid Row.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, dude, it'd probably be a good show. I mean, you could. I mean, you know.
I'm like, dude, I lighted you like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, it'd probably be a real good show, dude. It's just good luck on that. The heckling and stuff, dude. And yeah. Hey, dude, let's get out of here, man.
Right.
Tell everybody where they can find you at, man.
You can find me on Easy Comedy, Eazy Trevino Comedy on Instagram. Follow me at Capuns Comedy on Facebook, or Mike and Night Comedy Open Mic on Facebook, and Easy Tattoos on Instagram.
Yeah.
So, Eric, this is absolutely awesome. This is a pleasure.
Dude.
A year and a half into
It's my pleasure.
Year and a half into comedy, man. Like, this is what I'm going to those fucking 3-person open mics for, is to just feel good, man. And you brought that today.
That's very nice of you, dude. But I caught you early. Like I said, when I seen you, I go, nope, this dude's right here. That's going to be one of the ones. And I try to catch people early, because in probably another 2 years from now, it's going to be hard to catch up to you, man.
I know, I'm going to be in Austin.
Yeah, no, I'm saying comedy wise and career wise, and dude, I'm telling you, excellent writing, very funny, original character. And dude, just keep doing you, man. I'm telling you, there's no, like I was saying, fuck writing about Gaza and dude, your whole shit. That's all you should be talking about. There's nobody gonna be doing your shit at all.
Yeah.
Eric Pennell Comedy on most platforms, Bustin' Balls on most platform. And guys, thanks for listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.